understanding and developing yourself in order to achieve your fullest potential. So this is a lifelong process where you can grow every single day if you kind of prioritize this in your life. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave you guys with some tips on how to get started or continue in your professional development journey. So the first one, if you haven't started yet, start right now. It's so important and it's so easy to get started with. The second is to focus on being self-aware in your daily life. Look for new opportunities to grow every day, because you're going to come into it with some things that you know you want to grow on, but there's a lot of room of things that you don't know yet that every single day, if you're being self-aware, you can focus on those and continue that growth every day. So the third would be to challenge yourself. So as I said last time, a few tips on that: just get out of your comfort zone, try new things, face your fears, get a little uncomfortable, and you'll see a lot of kind of growth in that. And also you'll learn a lot about yourself in the process. And then the fourth and final one is hold yourself accountable. If you have specific goals for your personal development, make a plan to stick to it, make some action points of it, make some sub goals. And then another way to hold yourself accountable, which I think is really great, is to involve the people around you. So tell your roommates, tell your family, tell your friends that if you have specific goals, what they are, or just that you're looking toward growing personally, and then you're a lot more likely to stay committed to your personal development and less likely to give up on it or let it fall through the cracks. So this is our last meeting on this pillar. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me about it. I'm super passionate about personal development and would love to answer anything or help you guys in your process.
So if you aren't already, definitely join the group me where we send information about like updates and events, and that is our Instagram at FWIB. We post about events and really just everything related to FWIB on there. So give us a follow. I'll follow you back. Yes.
Although this is our last meeting, we would still love for you to keep updated and keep in touch with both our Facebook group, our page, as well as our website. We still have events going on this week and in the future. And definitely to kind of get prepared for the spring semester and keep up to date with what we have planned. Even this week, we still have events that we have the details for on our Facebook group. And you can access all of our meetings from this fall semester, all of them.
Hi guys, so you guys have probably heard me mention Study Edge before, but it's definitely useful in the business school. So if you would like, use the code FWIB and 5% of all purchases goes to our organization. And then also always make sure that you're following us on LinkedIn. We'll put workshops up on there and make sure you guys have access to that after the events.
Congratulations to our top point earners. So in first place, we have Mason Mirza. Second place, Kyra Smith. Tied for third place is Lindsay Stoner and Tyler Martin. And so let's give them a round of applause. Yay. So if you guys could stay after the meeting and we will contact you and give you your prize. Congratulations.
Y'all, I did not mean to send that in the chat yet, but I'm going to post a link for the Women Empowerment shirts that we are still selling. I reopened the pre-order. They are $18 and 15% of the profits will go to the Repurpose Project. You can Venmo Maddie, and that is her Venmo right there. We're also still selling member shirts. They're $15, and you can also Venmo Maddie for that. You can earn points for owning a t-shirt through Gator Ready and wearing them to our GBMs. The last member shirt delivery will be this Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. and I'll be posting the Facebook tonight, so look out for that. And I will also be posting the Women Empowerment shirt link in the chat.
Hello, everyone. So we have a big event coming up for FWIB Finance in like February, so it's going to be a minute. but we are planning it right now. So it's called Savings in the Swamp, hence my image of the swamp there. And I would love if you all could fill out that QR code there. Basically, it's to give us some ideas of what you would like to learn about. So essentially, Savings in the Swamp is learning about personal finances. So any topics you're uncertain about, whether that be, debt or understanding credit, we would love to hear your feedback. There's also an option of if you have an org that you'd be interested in partnering with FWIB to make this event happen and really get the word out about it. It's all in there. So please, please, please fill that out. I will appreciate it greatly.
I'll leave it up for a couple of seconds so everyone can scan.
Alrighty, so since it's the end of the semester, we don't have any community service events to come right now, but right now we are getting involved with Relay for Life. So I'm sending the link in the chat. So if you guys want to join our team, you can join our team with a donation. I forgot the actual amount. I think it's between 10 or 15, but you will also get FWIB points for joining our team for the spring semester. And then coming up, we will likely have repeat of different community service events we've had in the fall. And if you guys have any ideas of things you want to see, be sure to reach out to me. There's a group me. You can message me privately on group me or any way you like. And that's all I have.
All right, so professional development announcements. This Thursday, we're going to have an all about Zoom workshop. So this is the first time, again, we're doing this because it's the first time we've had this kind of situation where Zoom is so prevalently used everywhere. So we're definitely going to have our workshop on that and also about how you can use it in a professional manner. So all that information is on Facebook. And also just keep an eye out for our spring workshops. I'm going to probably release a survey sometime over the next couple of weeks. So just make sure you are able to fill that out so you guys can have a say on what types of workshops we do. And then Marianne, my chair, will go over these opportunities that she came up for you guys.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marianne. So these are the upcoming professional development opportunities that you guys should definitely take advantage of. The first one is this week on Thursday, and it's Management Consulting 101 by the undergraduate CAP mentors. And you can learn about management consulting and if it is a potential career path for you. The next one is on Monday, November 23rd with Goldman Sachs recruiter Ask Me Anything. And it's focusing on the exploratory programs, which are open to all majors and are designed to introduce students to the extensive range of career opportunities in the financial world. And the final opportunity is on Friday, November 20th. It's LinkedIn Sessions with KPMG, and it's a special presentation led by one of their managers on how to make your LinkedIn profile stand out and work in your favor. So you can find all of the links on the slide, and I think that Kosha will be putting it in the chat right now to make it more accessible to you guys.
Hello, everyone. So our final social for the semester is tomorrow at 6. We'll be playing Pictionary, but on that website that I do not know how to pronounce. It's essentially Pictionary, but virtual. And then as for the mentor-mentee program, we are wrapping up for the fall semester. Mentors, you should have received an email yesterday. Please reply to it if you have not already. And mentees, you should be receiving an email sometime later this week regarding the spring semester. And also, seeing that everyone is doing surveys, I have now decided in the Blitz of the Moment, I'm probably going to do a survey to see what socials you guys want for the spring semester, because that's a good idea. So I'm going to steal that. But no, that's all I have for announcements.
Green Challenge and some sustainability initiative updates. Again, you guys have seen this before in the past meetings, but these are some of the ideas that members and FWIB overall can do to be a little more green as a club and I don't know, as a whole individually. I don't know, we could skip this, we've been moving at it. What I did want to introduce you today, I did want to mention that the Sustainability Committee met today for the first time and was a good brainstorming session. And thank you for everyone that participated. We'll be working on that for the spring semester. And the topic I want to address today is this website. It's really awesome. It's called Going Zero Waste. And the creator is right there. Her name's Catherine. And just some background on her, she was diagnosed with like benign breast cancer and realized she wanted to live a healthier lifestyle. And that led to her learning more about how important it is to be sustainable on an individual level, as well as like, you know, for the world and for the earth. But if you want to go to that website and check out some of the blog articles that she has, I left some, I put some in the next slide. Yes, so learning more about sustainable choices is really easy through this website. Some of the topics that I like that she addressed is where to shop online, that is Amazon. And that's really important because not only is it more sustainable, but, you know, supporting like small businesses, local businesses is really important. And like my top 10 favorite zero waste swaps, the first one she wrote was like the French press, which is super cool, just household items that you could switch out. There's a bunch of topics like you can see there on the website, Zero Waste for Beginners, Get Started blog. It's a very beginner friendly way to keep your sustainable like lifestyle and like education kind of like keep going on past like these FWIB topics that we talk about in the GBMs. So I don't know if I have the next slide. Sorry, I forgot, but I think, yes. So there, she has like an about me page, but this one part that I read is just something I want to reiterate to all of you. And I'll just read it out loud. She says, I started my blog to help others improve their personal health, improve the health of the planet, and most importantly, I wanted everyone to know that their choices matter. Big or small, the changes you make add up to a huge positive impact. Small actions done by hundreds of thousands of people will change the world. You don't have to be perfect to make a difference, you just have to try. And this is along the lines of something I mentioned in the first sustainable topic that we had kind of, and it's something that you should remember as we go on with like everybody's own individual sustainable efforts. So really nice website, check it out. You can learn a lot.
Yay. Okay, so now we're on to our FWIBtivity. Our last one was correlated with our pillar, so this one is not. However, please do remember all of the lovely tips Olivia gave at the beginning. Anyways, okay, so our FWIBtivity is hidden talents. It is exactly what it sounds like. We are going to go into breakout rooms. If you have a hidden talent, show it off. If you don't, maybe pull up a picture on your phone about a talent you maybe have, or like, I don't know, if you have a hobby that's kind of talented. I trust you guys to figure it out. It's pretty self-explanatory. Teresa will put us into breakout rooms.
So everybody, today we have Abercrombie and Fitch as our speaker, and this is special to me because I just completed this past summer their LDP internship in merchandising, and I've accepted a full-time offer to go back after graduation. So after I'm going to introduce Rachel after she speaks. If you guys have any questions that you want to like see kind of how the experience was, feel free to ask me. But yeah, Rachel, go ahead and take it away.
Yay, Olivia. Well, first and foremost, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is so nice to meet you all virtually. Like Olivia said, my name is Rachel, and I am actually part of the university recruiting team for A&F. So just a little background on myself before I kind of dive into the presentation. I have been with the company for about 2.5 years now, so nothing too crazy. I recently graduated actually from Miami University in 2018 with a finance degree. So prior to my junior year career fair, I was very much on the track of getting my CFA and ending up at Wall Street or working somewhere in the Big Four. After kind of dabbling in that space a little bit my sophomore year, I just quickly realized that like that was not the route that I wanted to take. And for me personally, while the role is like incredibly important, the people that you also work alongside is also very important. So going into career fair my junior year, I kind of had a shift in my mindset. And I remember seeing Abercrombie's extremely long line at career fair, but I remember just thinking to myself, like, wow, everyone is smiling. Everyone seems like they're having a good time, which was definitely very refreshing to me. So I waited in their long line, and I'm really, really glad that I did. I knew absolutely nothing about corporate retail, absolutely nothing about the programs they were recruiting for. But like I said, I decided to wait in line, and I found out they actually had a finance internship. So I actually completed the the finance internship. It was an incredible 10 weeks. I was lucky enough to receive a full-time offer after graduation. So I spent the first year of my career in the corporate finance LDP program. And then about a year and a half ago, I got a tap on my shoulder from HR asking me to completely jump ship and to come over and join the college recruiting team. And I'm absolutely loving it and have been here ever since. So I manage all of our recruiting efforts at UF along with some of our other bigger universities. So like I said, it is so nice to meet you all, and thank you so much for the opportunity. So I know that I only have a limited amount of time, so I'm going to fly through this, so bear with me. I will start by quickly touching on our brands. We are actually a portfolio of brands, so I'll talk quickly about those brands. Then I'll quickly chat through our business, our company culture, and then I'll wrap up with some career opportunities. That sounds good. So I will start, like I said, Abercrombie and Fitch Co. We actually represent a portfolio of 4 different brands. So we have Abercrombie and Fitch, which I'm sure a lot of you obviously know of. That is actually our oldest brand. So they really cater to the post-collegiate young professional, someone who is in their mid-20s. This customer finally has disposable income, and they are focusing on enriching their lives through experiences. They're really looking for a product that is like versatile, that they can wear to work, to dinner, and they can pack in their suitcase for a long weekend. Our next brand is Abercrombie Kids. This brand really focuses on that grade school age kid. This customer has really lived their entire life in the 21st century, and they are more technologically savvy and more culturally aware and inclusive than any other generation before. So we really want this brand to be seen through kids' eyes, where play is life and every day is an opportunity to better the world. Our third brand is Hollister, which is actually our largest brand, making up about 60% of our total company sales as a company. They really stand behind teenage desire for freedom, and that summer is not just a season, but really a state of mind. Our Hollister brand believes in liberating the spirit of endless summer inside everyone. We know that our Gen Z customer values individuality and really strives for a world where everyone is comfortable and confident in their own skin. And then our last brand is Gilly Hicks, which is actually our newest brand within the portfolio. They really serve the same exact customer as our Hollister brand. It's basically a line of loungewear, sleepwear, intimates, and active wear for our global team. So those are like our 4 brands within our portfolio. So next I'll talk a little bit about our people. So our hiring model is like incredibly simple. I always say that we hire like humble, resilient, nice, and extremely hardworking people. I think it's really easy to hire people who are like smart and hardworking. It's also really easy to hire people who are nice. It is very hard sometimes to find someone who is nice and hardworking. But when we do, those are the type of people that we bring into the organization. It is so important to us to find someone who is like going, to get shit done. At the end of the day, we are the retail industry. It is not for everyone. It's pretty complex. It's pretty volatile. So we want someone who's going to come in here and really push boundaries and like I said, get shit done. But we want someone who is like warm and authentic and genuine. And by bringing in individuals who all kind of embody that same characteristics, it creates this like warmth at A&F that is so unique to corporate America. I'm sure Olivia can touch on that through her internship. So that is kind of the people that we like to hire. I will say across all of our brands, just last year alone, we did $3.6 billion in sales. We have over 800 stores globally, and we really have the ability to reach customers in over 120 countries around the world. So our customer demographic is extremely diverse, and we believe the best way to represent our customer is by mirroring that diversity at the global home office. So we believe the best way to serve our customer is bringing unique thoughts and backgrounds to the table to determine the best way to drive our business forward. And then lastly, most importantly, I will touch on career opportunities. So where do you all fall into this? So we offer a leadership development program, which is basically like one big umbrella, and it has many different functions within our business. So ranging from the highly creative side, design, to the highly analytical and technical side, finance and in IT, and basically everything in between. So commonalities across all of these programs is really that entrepreneurial entrepreneurial structure. You know, you are running a small business within a business. And with that, you have a direct and immediate impact on the business from the get-go. I will say, like, right off the bat, you know, you will have, exposure to senior level management. You know, you won't be sitting in meetings with our senior vice presidents and even our CEO, and they genuinely want to hear from you. You know, at the end of the day, you are the closest thing that we have to our target customer, and they want your perspective. So within our LDP programs, so for our full-time candidates, so all of our full-time roles, we offer about 5 to 6 weeks of training for all of our new hires. So speaking from my experience, ANF does a wonderful job really setting you up for success and gradually entering you into the workforce. So you will spend time within the 5-6 weeks of training, you will spend time toggling back and forth between formal classroom sessions as well as on-the-job training. You will also be hearing from like leadership and CEO and really, you know, our global brand presidents on like how to lead, you know, how to be a legacy and how to be a leader in the organization. I was incredibly thankful for our training program. I would say that like a lot of my friends, you know, had, you know, an extensive 5 or 6 weeks training program, and that was it. And they were just like kind of thrown to the wolves. Like I said, ANF does a really good job of like gradually, you know, entering you in, especially those last 2 weeks of training. You will do like half of your day will be in classroom, you know, half of your day will actually be on the job. So it really gives you a nice gradual, you know, entrance into the workforce, which I was definitely very thankful for. And then our summer internship is essentially just a condensed version of the full-time program. So I will say traditionally our internship is a 10-week program where we provide housing for all of our interns. We do this because we want all of our interns to, one, like create incredible bonds with one another, but really to explore Columbus together. And what better way to do that than to like have you all live downtown together. Our interns will spend about 2 weeks in training, and they will learn exactly what you do as a full-time associate. You are not fetching coffee. You are not making copies. You are truly doing the entry-level role of a new LDP graduate. Speaking from my experience as an intern, and I'm sure Olivia, like I said, can kind of touch on hers. I was actually placed on the IT finance team, and I was working on documents that our CIO used in meetings with board of directors as well as the CEO. So just as an intern, I'm telling you, you have a direct and immediate impact and really be able to get exposure to leadership at such a young age. I will say we have received a ton of questions regarding the structure of what the internship will look like this summer. For this summer, we are operating as we traditionally have in the past, as long as it is safe for our interns and our associates. So as we monitor this pandemic, we may have to make some adjustments to the overall program, really in regarding to the living situation. Typically, we have, like I said, you all living under the same roof. We are kind of toggling with the idea of putting you guys in a hotel, but just overall, our number one goal continues to be to provide you all with the best and the safest experience as possible. So I will say our summer internship is reserved for juniors going into their senior year. Our full-time programs are obviously reserved for seniors graduating here in the June, July timeframe. But do not worry, I will say that we do also have an opportunity for sophomores. So Olivia told me that there's quite a few sophomores in the room today. So we actually have a great opportunity called the Sophomore Summit program, which is we actually host in the spring semester. So this will be a 3-day virtual, basically exploratory event where you get the opportunity to learn a little bit more about ANF, the corporate retail industry, as well as all of the internship programs that we offer. We recognize that like you all as sophomores are incredibly young. You know, we know that like you're not supposed to know exactly what you want to do. So a big part of these 3 days is to really give you exposure into all of the different internship opportunities that we have. We do also involve a case study into this event. So it's a really cool opportunity for you all to work alongside students from all over the country. I will actually be traveling hopefully back to UF for you to all to present your case study, and then the winner of our case study across all of our students across the country will actually get to fly to the global home office in Columbus. So again, it's an exploratory event for, sophomores just to get, dip their toes into the water to learn a little bit more about ANF and all of our internship opportunities. So I will say, so like I said, I am here recruiting for our leadership development programs. So our full-time programs, so we offer visual merchandising, we offer business analyst, which is now known as our planning, role. We offer human resources, finance, IT, and supply chain. Those are all for our full-time programs. And then for our internships, we offer merchandising, planning, supply chain, finance, and IT roles. So like I said, we have full-time roles, we have internship roles. We also have, again, an opportunity for sophomores to get involved. I would say freshmen, you can still definitely apply for the Sophomore Summit. Just know that it is reserved for sophomores, but it is never too early to get engaged. I would love to connect on LinkedIn as well. I would say the best way to get engaged with us is actually to apply to our online application. So following this meeting, I will send Olivia over the application for our LDP programs as well as the Sophomore Summit. So I would say if you are interested, I would encourage you all to apply as soon as possible. We will be reviewing these applications over the next few weeks and then starting to move candidates forward. So just please be patient with us. We definitely are in the swing of our fall recruiting season. But again, even if you don't know anything about corporate retail and you're just looking to make an impact at a company, especially so early on in your career, I would highly recommend applying. Like I said, we really take all majors. You don't have to have any retail experience. Like I said myself, I had no idea about corporate retail. Was very much in the finance world, but was refreshed by all of ANF and what they had to offer. So definitely love to again connect on LinkedIn. Would love for you to all to apply. But like I said, I will send Olivia the online application following this meeting. Hopefully that was not information overload. I'm so sorry to talk so much, but I would love to open it up to questions if any of you have any questions.
Yeah, whoever, if you guys have a question, feel free to raise your hand, pop your question in the chat. Rachel, I can monitor the raising hands just to facilitate.
Wonderful. I'm sure that was information overload, so I'm sure people are taking it all in.
We have a question from Madison. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Wonderful.
Thanks. I just had a question. I know you said that you didn't know anything about really like the retail part of finance, but when you got that position, was there anything you did like coursework wise or involvement to help you kind of understand?
Yeah, I think I never took a specific course just because that wasn't quite offered at my university. We had some fashion classes, but not a ton. And I was kind of ingrained in my rigorous financial classes. So I think it was just personally, reading up on the retail industry. I think that at the end of the day, like I said, you do not need any retail experience to get an internship or a full-time role. But I would say it's definitely beneficial to read up. I am actually subscribed to Retail Brew, which is basically a podcast that sends me an email every single Monday, just letting me know what's going on in the retail industry. I also just follow runway and fashion trends. That's not super financial, but just to stay up to know and what's going on in the retail industry. I think that would be incredibly beneficial, but no specific classes that I would recommend or say that you needed to take to be successful by any means.
Thank you.
Great question. You're welcome.
Rachel, it looks like we have some questions in the chat.
Wonderful. Let me see if I can access the chat. Let's see. Is there full-time positions? Okay, the next one I see is there a marketing full-time position? So we currently, I would like to say that we have the two closest roles that we have specifically that are the closest to a true marketing role would be our merchandising role and our visual merchandising role. So I like to describe our merchandising role as 50% creative, 50% analytical. It's creative in the aspect that you are out there, you're analyzing trends with the hottest things in the market, whether that be following a runway or scrolling through TikTok. You are coming back to the home office and you are basically building an assortment with the help of our design team that's trend right, super hot to our customer. And then once you have that assortment, you need to be able to back that with numbers and basically overall create a financial plan. So it's marketing in the sense that you need to go out there, you need to understand who our customer is. Again, we are not just a domestic company. Your job as a merchant is to be, responsible for knowing the ins and the outs, not only as your customer, for your customers in the States, but for your customers, all over the globe. So it's marketing-esque. Our visual merchandising role, I like to say, is 70% creative, 20% or 30%, wow, if I can do math today, analytical in the sense you are basically responsible for all of our storefronts. So you're creating like mood boards, you're really bringing our brand vision and our aesthetic to life in all of our stores. We do have some marketing hiring that we do outside of our LDP. So if you are interested in that, I would just still recommend applying for the LDP program, and then I can actually tag your profile if you're specifically catering, if you're looking for a role in marketing. That is just a little bit hiring done outside of our LDP program. So we still have some opportunities. I am just not the absolute expert on those. Is the Sophomore Summit going to be online? So yes, it is going to be online. I was just telling Teresa and Olivia before. So pre-COVID, we actually would be flying about 100 students to our global home office in Columbus, Ohio, for a one-day event. One of the great things that actually came out of COVID is that we did actually do this virtual we actually did this in April timeframe. We had about 250 applicants from students from all over the country. So we found great success in that because, we were able to engage in more students and we were able to, bring in more students from schools that were farther away. So it will be happening virtually. Like I said, I would actually be flying, hopefully if COVID is going away soon, fingers crossed, we are planning to actually fly to our schools and then you guys would actually present to me. So yes, it will be happening virtually, but you'll get a ton of exposure to, being able to work with students from all over the country. What kind of roles would be best suited for management majors? Great question. I would say management majors, really you could go any of the routes. I would probably say merchandising would probably be the best suited. It definitely is our most complex and dynamic role by kind of a long shot. Again, you are basically you are calling the shots. You are basically I say that you are the hub that makes the wheel go round. You are in charge of working with so many different cross-functional partners. I mean, you have on your right side, you have your designers who obviously always want the most expensive, the most trend forward, the most pushed item. And then you have your planners, your financial analysts on your other side, obviously always wanting the cheapest, the safest option. So your job as a merchant is you need to be able to get everyone, on the same page. So I would say management majors do really, really well in that space. Definitely, I would recommend, any leadership role if you are looking to apply for the merchandising role, just because you definitely need to be able to be a leader. Again, you need to have everyone, bring everyone together. But really, management majors can do a lot. You can really apply to any of our LDP programs, but I think merch would be best fit. And what other questions? Did I skip any, Olivia? I'm trying to think if there are any other ones up here.
I don't think so. If anyone has any other questions, yep, we have a question from Trinity. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, so I was wondering, Rachel, when you graduated from Miami University and you were in the finance position, what did your typical day of work look like?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a great question. Everyone always asks, what is a typical day? For finance specifically, I would say it's a little bit unique. First and foremost, our finance full-time program is actually a rotational program. So you will do about 3 different rotations, all, touching many different avenues of our global finance and accounting model. So it kind of depends on where you're placed in the business, but I like to say that we kind of operate on a monthly cadence. So the first week of the month, you do monthly close, which is basically account reconciliations. You are closing all of the accounts from the previous month. Week 2, you're actually doing monthly projection or annual projection. So you want to make sure that obviously your projection for the rest of the year is as accurate and as up to date as possible. And then weeks 3 and 4, you are basically diving into those projects that you're going to be doing. So I would say no matter what LDP program that you would be placed in or you apply for, you are working cross-functionally all the time. So in finance specifically, you'll be working with your cross-functional partners, driving those efficiencies, staying competitive in the workforce. So I would say that like day to day for all of our programs, I like to say, again, depends on if you're on a product facing category, depends on where you are in the season. If you're on a non-product facing category, it still kind of depends on where you are on the monthly close. But I would say like 50% of your day is pretty much spent in meetings. 50% of your day is spent at your desk. We are an incredibly, like I said, cross-functional company. You will be working alongside of people all the time. We do not have cubicles. I know every company says they have an open door policy. We actually don't have doors and on really any of our conference rooms or any of our leaders, our CFO, our CEO, and none of them have doors. All of our massive meeting spaces that we have on campuses are pretty much like, we call them open cages. There's no doors. There's barely even any walls. So you will be working cross-functionally with a ton of people. So that's kind of what the day-to-day looks like, but it definitely just kind of depends. And I also see another question from Sophie. Do you have any full-time positions in IT? If so, what are the roles? Yes, we have a ton of full-time positions for IT. So obviously, similarly to finance, IT is this broad umbrella, ranging. Some of our IT roles are very technical. Some of our IT roles are not so technical. So we have many different roles. So we have like solutions delivery, customer facing systems, customer facing solutions, business analytics, project management. So really just depends on what you're looking for. But yes, we do have a ton of full-time roles within IT. IT is actually our biggest leadership development program. It's our biggest department at A&F. So definitely recommend applying.
Okay, we have a question from Melody.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you? I just wanted to know if like you had any like advice or tips on like if we're applying to the Sophomore Summit, like what can we do to like stand out? Is there something that you guys like look for?
Yeah, I would say even, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors, I cannot stress enough. I would just say involvement on campus and leadership. That is definitely something that we look for across all of our programs. At the end of the day, we sit here and we call these the leadership development programs because we want to build you into become a leader of the organization across all of our different LDP programs. So I would say that I love to see involvement, but I love to really see any sort of leadership experience, whether that's like, a council position or an executive position. Really any leadership goes a really long way. We know that a lot of people can be general members, which is great. You guys are obviously a step in the right direction. Organization involvement is huge, but really encourage everyone to just get involved in becoming a leader. That definitely goes a long way in the hiring process.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, Teresa made a good comment in the chat. Our committee chairs change every spring, so that's a great opportunity for you to get some experience as an underclassman.
Absolutely. We love to see involvement.
If anyone else has any other questions, we'll give maybe 30 seconds or something to raise your hand, but in the chat.
And like I said, definitely, connect with me on LinkedIn. Like I said, I will send Olivia our application for our LDP programs as well as our Sophomore Summit programs. And if you guys have any questions, you can definitely feel free to reach out to me as well. But I so appreciate the opportunity to engage with all of you. It was so nice meeting you all virtually.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Absolutely.
I will send everything that Rachel gives me in the FWIB GroupMe for you guys to have access to that. So look out for that. But thank you so much, Rachel, for everything.
Absolutely. It was so good seeing you, Olivia. So nice meeting you all. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And like I said, would love to engage with you all shortly.
Cool. Amazing, Teresa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a good one, everyone. Thanks, Olivia. Bye.
Bye. Amazing. All right, y'all. Jeannie, take us away.
And the end of our fall semester, we especially would love to hear your feedback on how we've been doing throughout the whole semester. So if you scan this QR code or use this link, we would love to hear your opinions on how we can become better for you as an organization. We're always sure to read through all of the responses and come up with new ways to cater our services and our activities to you guys. So it would mean a whole lot if you guys filled out the survey.
Yes, for sure. And that concludes our meeting, our last meeting of the fall semester. Wild. Y'all are free to go. If you were in the top 4 points earners, make sure to stay so we can get your information and make sure that you get your present, gift, prize. What is it called? Prize. And as for everyone else, have a great Thanksgiving break and a great rest of your semester, and we'll see you in the spring.